guys, we're back for another Dokkan battle video, and we're sort of continuing this series thing here I'm doing where I'm looking at several of the tags that are in Dragon Ball Legends that I actually think would work very well as categories in Dokkan. Today we're going to do the Frieza Force. Now, Frieza Force 2, the thing about some of these tags and Legends is that whereas Dokkan is constantly creating these shitty, like, very ambiguous, stupid categories like Rapid Growth and All Out Struggle, just, like, nonsense garbage. Like, some of the, like, you know, Rival Universe, Frieza Force, Powerful Opponent are very clearly defined actual, like, tags or categories. So I think they would be good for Dokkan to actually bring in as well, right? Again, I think a Frieza Force category could be fairly good, especially in Dokkan. Like, if we look at the top of the list right here, I mean, it's certainly not the strongest ever, right? But there's a lot of characters, I think, who could be brought in here to make this category way, way, way stronger, right? So I did the same thing here with the Frieza Force category on Dokkan as I did with these other, like, you know, theoretical categories, is that I followed sort of the baseline that Legends created, and then I stayed pretty close to it, right? So if we go ahead and take a look at the Legends Frieza Force, you know, tag or whatever thing right here. So we do have the Dragon Ball Super Broly Friezas in here. I mean, that's obvious. But that includes Broly. Like, if we go down a little bit, we have Wrath Broly right here is on there. So that, of course, is the same character as this one right here. That's sort of like the Fury or Wrathful Broly. You know, it's where he's using the power of the Great Ape without actually, like, transforming into Great Ape. It's almost sort of like, I mean, you could maybe say this is like Dragon Ball Super's version of Super Saiyan 4, right? Oh, actually, while I'm here, there is one character I forgot to pull in here. Let me just actually go ahead and toss him in real fast. Let's go to Movie Bosses, and then it is the TUR for Broly right there. That's a very important one to add in. We're going to talk more about the LR of that unit. But the reason this unit definitely needs to be in here, right, this TUR Broly from the LR Broly, Cheelai, and Lemo, is that, you know, look, this is essentially the same, like, this is the same character right here. Like, that, literally, like, it's the same pose and everything, right? It's the same moment. So, yeah, he definitely would be on here as well. We might as well talk about Broly, Cheelai, and Lemo, right? So I did put them on here. I mean, they potentially could not be on here. I mean, if they aren't going to be on there, though, remember that this Broly also is not going to be, because just of the weirdness that Dokkan has with, like, the TURs of LRs and stuff like that. But Broly, Cheelai, and Lemo, in the moment right here for the card art, I guess, you know, technically they aren't Frieza Force anymore. They're deserters or whatever, right? But if we head over here, Legends does have a Broly and Cheelai card, and they actually are on Frieza Force, right? So I think you very easily could make the case that the LR, Broly, Cheelai, and Lemo could be on Frieza Force, and it would be good for the team, right, to actually have, like, another summonable LR. That would certainly not be a bad thing, right? Now, basically, every single Frieza, essentially, is here on the tag over in Legends, right? So all golden Friezas, all of them are pretty much just all strewn about in here. I went ahead and added basically every single Frieza in the game. Now, Legends, one thing they have not done yet is they have not added any Friezas from the Universal Survival Saga, the Tournament of Power. So I guess I don't really know. Like, again, the other thing, too, is that Legends and Dokkan typically do kind of have differences in how they establish the tags and categories, right? You know, for example, Legends has, like, the fusions, Vegito, Gogeta, and Kefla on, you know, their Saiyan tag, which Dokkan should as well. It's very stupid. But I don't know. I feel as though Angel Golden Frieza and the Angel Friezas potentially could not be on a Frieza Force category, right? Because, I mean, that, like, he's not actually, like, he's like, I don't know, just like gone, like he's in hell and stuff like that, right? And then of course also like the Dragon Ball Z Frieza, like, are we gonna really count him? Now, if we're talking about Dragon Ball Z Frieza, that does lead to me to wonder what they would do with Angel King Cold as well, right? So, like, if the Angel Friezas are not on there, Angel King Cold would not be on there as well. I do think, by the way, that King Cold would be on the Frieza Force category. I mean, we have the scene in Dragon Ball Super Broly where he shows up and says, like, all right, I pass it on to my son. Now the Frieza Force, here we go. So, of course, we have, like, LR Mecha Frieza and King Cold. Not really, I think, the most impressive unit. I just hate that key mechanic they get from only fighting Super Saiyans is just not great. That holds them back quite a bit. It really should be they get the key when fighting Saiyans or hybrid Saiyans. I think either, or maybe like even just hybrid Saiyans probably would be better because they obviously got killed by Trunks, right? But yeah, okay. So that covers the Broly, Cheelai, and Lemo. Again, we have all the Friezas. Not completely sure, again, what would be the case with Angel Golden Frieza, but obviously having him on here strengthens this team by quite a lot, right? And all the Golden Friezas would correctly be on this category. That is good for the future because as far as, like, top-tier units that would come out that could either introduce the Frieza Force category into the game or would be, like, a top-tier menace added to the category after it's made, like an LR Golden Frieza from Resurrection F, it's actually pretty stunning to me that has not happened yet. Like an LR Golden Frieza, like they push Golden Frieza so hard in Dragon Ball merchandise, like ever since Resurrection F, like they literally brought him back for the Tournament of Power, right? Like Golden Frieza is obviously hugely marketable, hugely profitable, and all that stuff. So I would not be surprised to see, I wonder if the Gohan and Golden Frieza unit would be on. Probably not. I think that would probably be a stretch to put them on here. But I do think an LR Golden Frieza is something that could happen fairly soon. Now, one other thing I should point out about the Legends tag that isn't a problem or an issue on Dokkan, right? Is characters like Shisame, Dodoria, Zarbon, like these sort of characters who have like nothing in Dokkan, like they're like rares and shit like that, right? Like obviously. Oh, actually, there is one other character that reminds me that I do actually have to put on here. I'm a very silly boy. Let's do they're on Battle of Wits. So it is this unit right here, the Golden Frieza and Sorbet, because I was just thinking about that category team, right? And how, or how, this unit, and how because Sorbet is on it, Golden Frieza's not on like Wicked Bloodline and stuff like that. But obviously, Frieza Force would be a nice little addition for this unit right here. And Sorbet is another character that I think could get a good unit. Sorbet, Tagoma, Shisame. I really do think we should get like a huge Resurrection F celebration. Honestly, I'm surprised we haven't gotten it yet. Because like, they finished Battle of Gods stuff a full year ago now. I remember, like, they finished Battle of Gods. I was like, oh, yeah, shoot, man. Shit. We're moving right into Resurrection F soon. But then Dokkan was just like, no, actually, we're just going to do Boo Saga and Tournament of Power all year long, leading up to the Worldwide Download Celebration. And then also, of course, leading up to the 6th year anniversary, which has been Tournament of Power themed as well. That's obviously the reason why, like, almost everything that came out last year was related to the Tournament of Power and then also to Boo Saga, right? So maybe finally we will get a Resurrection F, and that, leads a lot, right? We can get Tagoma, we can get the Ginyu Force buff, because Tagoma, like, Captain Ginyu returns in the Dragon Ball Super anime, right? And he takes Tagoma's body and stuff like that. And, like, they turn Tagoma into, like, a super problem because, like, just getting beat down by Frieza all the time, like, he got a lot stronger. I actually like that plot point quite a bit. Like, it makes sense to me. Like, he was Frieza's punching bag, and so then, like, he just got, like, way stronger and was, like, too strong for, like, Piccolo and them. I'm okay with that, actually. Like, that does actually make a lot of sense, and I think that was pretty cool, how they did that. I don't know if Ginyu necessarily needed to come back, but Tagoma getting that power buff, in the anime over the movie, I think was really, really fine. So speaking of, like, the Ginyu Force, obviously all of the Ginyu Force would be in here, right? We have them all on here. Goresh has been talking about a Dokkan Fest Captain Ginyu for a while now. I do agree that could be a very good idea. I feel like that could sell very well on GP Dokkan. Captain Ginyu could potentially be a Frieza Force category leader as well. Even though obviously it would make more sense with some version of Frieza as a Frieza Force leader. Maybe finally they give us like a new full power like a transforming into full power Frieza unit. I really think should happen, and maybe he could be the one that would lead the Frieza Force category, right? Again, definitely something I think really could happen. But Ginyu, all those Ginyu Force cards could all get actual units. Again, Zarbon, Dodoria, like, we need a normal Zarbon, like, who transforms. We need a monster version of Zarbon who's like a TUR. We need a Dodoria. Like, those characters deserve good cards, right? Now, some other things I should talk about too, like characters that aren't on here. So, like, Legends, notice on the Legends tag here, none of, like, Bardock, King Vegeta, like, none of the Saiyans are on there. except for the 3 Saiyans at the start of Dragon Ball Z, because, you know, like the Saiyans were, like, I don't know, some weird branch that Frieza was just sort of utilizing for them to, like, go crazy and stuff like that, right? But obviously, once it dropped down to just Vegeta, Nappa, and Raditz, at that point, Frieza, like, you know, probably more so got them, like, more tightly into the folds. That does make sense. Obviously, when it comes to Dokkan terms, that is good, because I do think Grade 8 Vegeta is a huge candidate for a mega top tier Dokkan Fest on a big celebration. Him and Kaioken Goku, I think, could be a very, very good dual Dokkan Fest that can make a lot of sense, right? And then, of course, like, Nappa, this is the best version of Nappa in the game currently, the TUR for the LR Vegeta and Nappa. Obviously, we could use a really powerful Nappa. Raditz, we actually do have a fairly good Raditz in the game right here. This one right here, the very good, like, Super Battle Road character. So, like, that could be good. Also, I do think, kind of surprising that, like, Vegeta, Raditz, and Nappa, I do think could be an LR at some point as well. That would be a nice addition to, like, the Saiyan Saga, too, right? Because, you know, the Saiyan Saga, I think, definitely should be a category at some point. There's a lot that they could do with that. And, like, that would be another great unit to get in there, right? You know, the Goku and Piccolo that fight Raditz. You know, Vegeta, Nappa, and Raditz as a unit. Again, like a Dokkan Fest LR, I think Grade 8 Vegeta would work very well. There's a lot they could do there. Obviously, from Dragon Ball Super Broly, again, we have Broly and Paragus here. Now, one thing, one thing, again, that Legends does not do here is they don't have Super Saiyan Broly from the Broly movie is not on the tag here. That does make sort of sense to me, because once Broly goes full-on Super Saiyan, he's completely berserk after Frieza kills Paragus, right? And he's completely berserk, and he's, like, attacking Frieza and stuff like that. So I guess it makes sense that Super Saiyan Broly and then the full power Super Saiyan Broly are not on here, because remember, you know, Legends does actually have a full power Super Saiyan Broly right here, a standalone one, which Dokkan does not even have yet, right? So that is definitely something in here. You know, when I made the category here in Dokkan, I did the same, right? I do have Wrath Broly in here, but I left out the transforming Dragon Ball Super Broly because, of course, you know, again, he was beating Frieza down. At this point, I think that sort of covers everything, right? Like, as far as additions in the future, like, Mecha Frieza and King Cold both could get good units. Again, an LR Golden Frieza, Grade 8 Vegeta, I think Nappa, right? There's a lot that, like, we could still get so many different Frieza cards. Frieza, very clearly, is pretty profitable for Dokkan. You know, because, you know, Frieza's, I guess, the most iconic villain in the series or whatever, so they do constantly bring him back and have new forms for him and new shit for him all the time. So I do expect a lot more Friezas to come in the future, right? And especially like a third form Frieza, we don't even really have a good version of that. I did put this unit on here, the Kid Vegeta and Kid Raditz. I actually wasn't sure what to do with this Dragon Ball Z Kid Vegeta. I put him on here, but I feel like he easily could not be on here, right? Probably could put him in the same grouping as like King Vegeta and Bardock and stuff like that, but I don't know, because they all get killed by Frieza like during that time, right? So, yeah, that pretty much covers everything. Again, I'm just not really too sure what they would do with the Angel Freezes and stuff like that. Right now, the category is not the greatest. I mean, it would work well, because you could get all the Freezes and stuff on there. But, like, there would just need to be a bit more. We would need to have, like a dedicated Frieza Force support type unit. Like, that could easily be, like, a Captain Ginyu, who's, like, super good and is like, a support type unit. You know, maybe, like, 3 key, 30% attack and defense to that team or something like that. You know, there's a lot of different things they could do like that to make this an established category. But I do think Frieza Force is one that should actually be a category in Dokkan. I think that would work really, really well. And it would be good, because it would get, like, you know, again, like some of these Broly and Paragus cards down here that don't have many categories, right? I think even Wrath Broly really doesn't have as many categories as we would like, so getting him Frieza Force would help. And then, of course, you know, a lot of these, like, Frieza units, like Golden Frieza is on a lot of teams. Getting him another one would be awesome, right? And then, actually, Vegeta and Nappa, one of the more disappointing summonable LRs. I do think they're better than a lot of people give them credit for, but they certainly are disappointing, no doubt about that. You know, that would get them another category. So let me know what you guys think of a Frieza Force category. Thanks, guys, for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time.